as soon as I left the film department, I jumped straight into advertising, and they had me doing just some of the basic work, print ads, commercials, taglines, headlines, stuff like that. And this is one of the first pieces that I made. You know, I had fun with it, but I knew that I still had a lot of room to grow. This piece was another print ad that I worked on, and I started to realize that I enjoyed writing more than I did designing because I struggled with the design, but I had a good time with the writing. You know, I felt that the teachers gave us the freedom to work on anything we wanted. Like projects like this. This was one of my favorite cartoon shows at the time. It was Bob's Burgers, and the nature of the show is that they're pretty corny and that witty and stuff like that. So you know, I just wanted to make a poster for the show. Uh, Eventually, though, teachers were exposing us to better work, and posters like this is a movie poster for the 40-year-old virgin. I noticed that the design actually elevated my design ability, elevated all because of one reason, and that was because I put more thought into ideas. And I moved on to posters like this, where this is just another example of where, if your idea and your concept is clear enough, it could kind of help elevate your design, or at least that's personally how I felt. And eventually that led into me feeling a little more confident in my ability with graphic design and just illustration. And I did just little side projects like this too on the side. This to kind of raise my confidence and my graphic design ability. And that led to this here was in a copywriting class, and I was proud of the tagline, but one thing that I really liked was the artwork. And because this one was actually probably one of the easiest pieces that I made as far as illustration, but it was just so effective as far as communication went. And eventually I ended up working on, this was a postcard series that I made, and I wanted to communicate something that I was going through at the time, and that was that I was going from place to place in San Francisco. I was borderline homeless, and this was a experience that I felt like I was living out of my book bag. And eventually that led to me not being in school for a little while, and I was doing projects like this outside of school. And this was a title sequence that I did for some friends for a show that they an idea they came up with that never released on any platform, but still it gave me confidence to move on to even bigger projects like this, which is back in New York. I filmed, edited, directed a music video for a rap artist in New York. And I was just having a lot of fun, and a lot of the advertising really helped. A lot of the thinking that went into advertising, and eventually I came back to school and I started working on documentaries and a lot more film work. So I left the film department, but then I actually was able to bring it into the advertising department. So it was just the best of both worlds for me. Yeah, and just teachers encouraging you to work and just continue to discover more skills led to this collaboration with a fashion student who made it into the Kansas City Fashion Week. And I collaborated to work on the soundtrack for the runway, which was just something that I never expected to ever do or accomplish. And that just led, the momentum from that led to this, which was a music project that I worked on. And life experience and things that I were going through, but the writing from advertising and taglines and stuff like that really helped with the writing on this album. It was called Vega, and the film work that I did led to me packaging some type of promotional work too, which this right here is a snapshot from one of the promotional videos that I had. But I really prided myself in this video. I took pride in the art direction, which we came up with a set, which was it was just amazing. And that led into me thinking, I think it's time for a logo and a business card. So I've started to dabble around with designing a business card around this time too. And I didn't really know too much about typography around the time, But now that I do, I'm definitely gonna revisit that. And also, just being back in school after not being in school, being homeless and stuff like that, led to even bigger ideas where my writing was a lot more dense, and I had stories and bigger ideas. This was about Salvation Army collaborating with FastFoot to get homeless college students into places to live, and just the experience outside of school. Just like I said, it just leaked into bigger ideas, things that I feel like are capable of more impact. Like this idea, it's just tea. Tea should be a sports drink beverage. I did some research, and I mean, I think it's a great alternative. But this is around this time, like now, this is what 3 years into the major for me, or maybe 3.5. I really started to own the title as a copywriter. I never said it before, but I'm really taking pride in the process too behind the writing. Um, you know, like this project right here was for Dum Dums, and the tagline I came up with was "Friends Stick Together," and pretty much the campaign was with a group of students we did. It was lollipops go missing as a scavenger hunt. But just the line sounds simple, but it took so much work to come up with that tagline. And eventually, I started to work on pieces like this. Just this is a fashion film, and I'm doing the music and the styling. So just my whole journey through advertising has helped me elevate my work and go into so many different places.